wanted to do a review of the Old Country brand Pecos smoker. Now, if you're in Texas, you'd probably call that the Pesos smoker. Well, I'm in Georgia. It's the Pecos smoker, but it's a solid, well-built, middle grade, middle-priced offset smoker. The length is about 72 inches, including the handle and the exhaust. And let me just go ahead and show you the exhaust, because it is a honking exhaust. It's got a great damper on it. When I cook, I leave it open. But there are several really good features that I like. We'll get on into those. Now, the length overall is about 72 inches. It's about 45 inches tall on the outside. The depth is about 20 inches. The cooking chamber measures about 40 inches on the outside. The total cooking surface in that main chamber is about 16 inches, about 34. There's also a cooking surface in the firebox. That cooking surface is about 15 by 15. You can see. You can also use that surface for direct grilling, direct cooking over the charcoal. Very nice feature. The cooking surface in the main chamber, again, is 16 by 34. Could be maybe a little bit smaller usable space because of the placement of the baffle. See if I can pull in those wheels. The wheels are 16-inch, big, heavy duty. They make this thing a lot easier to roll, especially on rough terrain. And you see I have it placed on a gravel bed out here. Wasn't hard to roll at all. There's another good feature that I like that's very convenient, and it's this pop-up shelf. So you have a nice place for holding your food and other utensils. You look at the thermometer. Old Country does not give you a thermometer with this smoker. You have to buy one. They have theirs available right there at the same place where you buy the smoker. You say, well, that sure is a cheap looking. Well, it's adequate. Let me just put it that way. And let me say this too, that if you're counting on your thermometer there for accurate heat and temps at the grates, well, you're going to be disappointed. Temperatures are going to be different there than at the grates. What I'll use is a probe thermometer. I'll push that through a potato. The potato will hold it in place right there on the grates, right there by the food, so I know the actual cooking temperatures at grate level and meat level. But that'll give us, I'm going to dial that in today when I'm cooking and find out when my temperature says 250 on this thermometer, what can I expect at grate level? So this is something I'm going to be very pleased with. When we take a closer look at the firebox, I'm just going to take the cooking grates off, because I don't use those when I'm smoking. But you can see, nice and deep. We're going to come around and look at the configuration of the opening there for the smoke and the heat to actually go into the chamber, the cooking chamber. This is all welded together. It's not bolted together. It's solid steel, very solid. If you look at the door now, here's one of the other really good features. Let's look. Got a solid latch, and you see how this door, it's inset so that it's got a large opening, but the inset allows the door to seal tightly. That holds it really good, and you have ample air supply and a very, very efficient and very effective damper. It closes a little bit more than close, so it's not just closing, it's closing a little bit more, but you can open it a lot when you're starting. You want to allow more smoke in. Now I want to show you too. Let's go back around. I want you to see the plate that the wood is sitting on. This is heavy gauge steel. This, we've already used it. It's in good shape still. This fits right inside. You have plenty of air supply coming under the grate to allow plenty of air to get to all the wood, all the coals, and you have excellent airflow control. See our smoke box now. We're getting the fire really going. This is pecan wood. We've got a little apple in there, mostly pecan. We're going to let that burn down to a nice bed of coals, hot coals. And then we have some more wood that we'll be adding as we go along. This fire is going to get really hot, but we'll be able to control the temps and the airflow with our dampers. We'll get back in a minute. We've been going about 10 or 15 minutes and we've got a good bed of coals. So we're going to take some wood now and add to that. That's a seasoned pecan log. Ready to start cooking. We're just going to bring our smoker up to temp. We'll be ready to go. Again, you watch how this closes so well. Now we can choke off all the air. That's completely closed. But I'm going to leave it open so we get a good draw. Be able to see as the chamber's still cold, cooking chamber. Gonna have a little pushback from that smoke coming out, but as it warms up, it'll draw much better. And then let's go look at our chimney. Look at the exhaust. We've got smoke that's pouring out. Check our temp. We're already up to about 200. We're going to take it to 275 in that neighborhood today to smoke chicken and a pork butt. So we're going to be looking again for a target of 275. We're sitting right at 275, which is our target temp. It's been there for the last 10 minutes. We're looking at our stack. We've got just a thin, very thin blue smoke coming out. So we're looking good. I think we're right on target.